Most people think avoidance means laziness, like it equates to stubbornness or maybe defiance. But what if I told you that sometimes avoidance isn't about won't, it's about can't? Today we're talking about pathological demand avoidance, or PDA, which is a profile that exists within the autism spectrum, but often goes unrecognized. Nobody really talks about it. And when it's misunderstood, it can destroy trust, relationships, and self-esteem. Because what looks like manipulation is actually panic. Psychologist Elizabeth Newson in the 1980s. She noticed a group of children who fit many autistic traits such as social communication differences, sensory sensitivities, and intense focus or hyperfocus, but also had an extreme anxiety-driven need to resist ordinary demands. And I mean everyday demands. Things like get dressed, brush your teeth, it's dinner, come eat. Even fun things like going to the park or watching a movie or going to a birthday party could trigger resistance if they felt expected. This isn't willful oppositionality. It's the body's nervous system interpreting a request as a loss of control and activating the same physiological panic as if it were in danger. In PDA, the problem isn't the task itself. It's not about getting dressed. It's not about brushing their teeth. It's not about getting ready for bed. It's the perceived demand and the pressure behind it. Imagine living in a body that registers any external demand, even a gentle one, as a threat to your autonomy. You want to comply. You intend to. You even agree that it's reasonable. But when the moment comes, your nervous system slams the brakes. Your chest tightens. You might laugh nervously or change the subject or even lash out. Inside, you know it looks irrational, but the fear feels physical, like your body's saying, if I give in, I'll disappear. That's PDA. Not oppositional, not manipulative, but a response to the experience of being controlled. People with PDA often develop creative coping strategies. They might do things like negotiate or distract, like they'll say, I'll do it later, or turn it into a game. They may use humor or charm, like making people laugh, to diffuse the tension of being told what to do so that they can do it. They may role play or pretend like doing it as a character, not as themselves, to bypass the demand feeling. And they may melt down when the demands pile up faster than they can self-regulate. And here's the part that's heartbreaking. Many PDAers are actually very aware of how their avoidance affects others. They feel guilt and shame surrounding it, but can't stop the reflex because the reaction isn't chosen, it's autonomic. Neuroscientifically, PDA is believed to stem from a dysregulated autonomic nervous system, especially in how it manages control, or sense of control, safety, and uncertainty. The amygdala, which is our alarm center, fires rapidly under perceived pressure, while the prefrontal regions that plan and reason for us start to shut down. That's why logic doesn't help in the moment, even if they agreed earlier that it was reasonable. Many researchers now view PDA through the lens of threat-based anxiety, like fight or flight or fawn, and intolerance of uncertainty, rather than oppositional behavior or just oppositional defiance. That means it's not inherently bad behavior to correct. It's dysregulated safety signaling to support. That means it's not bad behavior to correct. It means it's dysregulated safety signaling to support. Pathological demand avoidance sits within the autism spectrum, though not every autistic person experiences it. It's characterized by an intense need for control, social strategies to avoid compliance, like avoiding situations where they might have to listen to somebody's demand, mood swings and impulsivity under stress. They may mask in public and act very social, but underneath there is severe anxiety. And they may have an obsessive focus on people or their relationships rather than objects or interests. What's fascinating and often confusing is that PDAers are often socially intuitive. They may read others really well, but still struggle to self-regulate. It's this paradox, social fluency and emotional volatility, that makes PDA so often misdiagnosed as borderline, oppositional defiant, or trauma-based attachment disorder. When working with or loving someone with PDA, the traditional methods of structure, consequence, or insistence backfire. Because insistence amplifies the sense of threat, amplifies the sense of demand. Instead, think collaboration over control. Offer choices, not directives. Use indirect language like, I wonder if, instead of you need to. Emphasize autonomy and independence and shared problem solving, and how both can be good and bad in different situations. Build a trusting relationship through curiosity and calm, not through compliance. And most importantly, validate the panic, even when you don't understand it, because beneath the defiance is often someone terrified of losing independence or agency. Recovery from PDA isn't about eliminating avoidance altogether. It's about building felt safety. When the body stops bracing for control, it can actually start to choose again. That can take therapy and rewiring, yes, but also compassion, sensory awareness, and nervous system regulation. Occupational therapy focuses on interoception or trauma-informed approaches that rebuild internal safety signals, and these can help rewire that reflex to resist. Progress looks subtle. Maybe they can tolerate one request. Maybe they can take initiative on their own terms. Maybe they say, not right now, instead of melting down. Those are victories, and you have to celebrate those small wins, because for someone whose body screams at every demand, even choice is healing and means improvement. So when you see avoidance, try not to see rebellion immediately. See fear of losing control. See the child or adult who wants to comply but can't without safety. Because PDA isn't disobedience, it's survival. And when safety returns, so does cooperation and curiosity and connection and trust. When every request feels like a threat, the goal isn't to push harder, it's to make the world feel safe enough to say yes. Thank you for being here today. I'll see you next time. Bye.